Welcome to another edition of Down and Back with CornDoug. This week got a great show for you. Got Jordan Camba on the show, an ACL Pro. Gonna be great to talk with him. I know we had a little bit of a story about him last week when we had Tyler Pothras on. But this week we'll get to know a bit more about him. We'll talk a bit more later on about the new ACL Virtual that's coming up. I think that's going to be add some more fun to the ACL. But we'll get right into it. We'll bring Jordan in the show. Jordan, welcome to Down and Back with CornDoug.
Hey, what's up? I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, so I've got to watch you play. I kind of know about you, but I know we got some newer viewers that watch sometimes. And so what's I guess just letting them know what's your background.
Well, I'm an ACL Pro. I've been with the ACL since they started. They're really they're definitely changing the game. They're making the game where the players want to be. Background, I mean, I think I've been a pro with them. I think they've 4 years maybe, and before then I played, on and off in other leagues. I started playing when I was 16. I didn't become a pro until I was 18. I kind of started playing like back in the bars. We had a lot of older pros that are still pros today, like Alan Rockwell or James Baldwin. They kind of pushed me to become the next, pro in the area. That I would just come to their blind draws and I'd see them play, and I used to be a D player. They used to, separate the blind draws A, B, C, D, and I was a D player, and it sucked, and nobody wanted me as a partner. And now it's like the complete opposite. It's crazy how much the cornhole world has changed since then. But yeah, it started then, and I kind of just worked my way through. Started from the bottom and just kept practicing, and now I'm here.
Yeah, so like you said, you're kind of on the big screen now. You get to see you. We've seen you on a bunch of the ACL promos that they put on Facebook and everything. It's just you've been getting your FaceTime on ESPN.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest motivators for most pros is the ESPN exposure. Being on the broadcast. I think that pushes the pro to get to the higher level more than it does the money. Like just having that pride of saying, "Hey, I'm on ESPN." It's a pretty good accomplishment, I think.
Oh yeah, and it gets that name recognition out there because with all the pros, you've got your sponsors. So want to give a little shout out to them?
Yeah, probably my biggest sponsor is All Cornhole. Most players, fans know them. That you see All Cornhole everywhere between the ESPN broadcasts, and I think they actually came to me for a sponsorship. 4 years ago, they came to me and James Baldwin, my current ACL Pro partner. They came to us 4 years ago, and we've been, loyal to them since, to today. They're our biggest sponsor. They make the best bags, best quality, best price. They keep bags flowing. You don't see players struggling to get an all cornhole bag as you do other companies right now.
Yeah.
And another big sponsor of mine is Dirty Bags. They're kind of like a chain to all cornhole. Who's my other? Ace Cornhole. They're kind of a newer cornhole. Not really a company, but they make cornhole airmail boxes, and I've actually been using them a lot lately. You stake them into the ground, and they work perfect. It's like a perfect airmail box. I actually do raffle them off as well to try to get them business. And then Spencer McKenzie's, they're another one of our sponsors. Me and James won their big tournament last year, and they decided to come to us to sponsor us this year, which I thought was really cool. They're probably the biggest tournament of the year. And then our last sponsor is actually James's company, tiling company. It's JBT Tile. We just kind of threw that on the jersey as a filler, try to get him a little bit of exposure as well.
Exactly, yeah. So you mentioned the Spencer McKenzie's. I got to watch some of that online, and so what was that like going there next to the ACL tournament? I think that's probably one of the biggest ones around.
Yeah, that's it's probably the biggest tournament of the year, Personally, it's my favorite. I would choose that tournament over probably any tournament out there. It's not only it's in California, that's a huge plus. Spencer McKenzie's is something you have to experience. If you play cornhole, you have to check it out one of these years. It's like a one-of-a-kind tournament. It's like a huge party. It's a huge cornhole party with huge payouts, sponsors. It's just one of the craziest tournaments I've ever been to, and I'll probably go every single year.
I'm not. Frankly, I think you guys had the. Am I right on that one there?
Yeah, we last year, me and James, we won it. We did have to double dip. We double dipped Tyler Parent and his partner Brevin. They were kind of a surprise to us. We didn't expect to see them into the finals, but them two guys can throw. We definitely underestimated them going into the game, and then we did beat them pretty quick the first game and the second game they kind of gave us a run. They're a local team, but yeah, we actually, before the tournament even started, I did an interview with Rob Chismark on his thing, and I kind of called us winning the whole thing. It was our conditions that me and James are best at, our bags that we're best at. We had those slide rights. Not many players can throw slide rights nowadays. A lot of players rely on a slick bag and not being able to throw a flat bag. I think that's a huge effect in a player to be able to throw all kinds of different bags between sticky and slick, and that's definitely where we excelled. It was a slide right bag. We're sponsored by All Cornhole. That's what we're used to throwing. We threw them all year 2 years ago since they became a bag. And then the wind is another factor. Being able to have a flat bag and throwing in the wind of California, you got to be able to throw a flat bag and throw it straight every single time. I think all odds were with us in that tournament. Our one loss was to, I don't even remember. I think it was Bob Vonch's team. I think we lost to them our second or third match, and we were straight ever since then. I think we probably played close to 20 games in that tournament.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. When people see you kind of in your games and when you're on TV, I think you and James are both business guys. You just you don't really get stirred up. But I did get a chance to watch you off camera. Like we had kind of talked about that before in a crew cup match. That was it was actually kind of fun to watch. I know for myself, I've talked to some people and they've even mentioned here on the show that if you can get the chance to watch pros play against each other, just having fun. It's the way you guys all kind of get along is just it's what the game's about. It's just having fun.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, all the pros, all off the boards, we're all really, really close friends, and I think that's what I love about Crew Cup the best. It's a fun tournament. It's kind of like the All-Star game in MLB. All the players kind of, we all get along. We're all a big family, and it's completely different when you step up to the boards against them. It's all business after that. It's crazy how much it changes from on the boards and off the boards.
Exactly. Yeah. I think last week we had, when we had Tyler on, he did mention your little attempt to try and lose him in a GTA kind of atmosphere. But that's when talking, that's that fun that you guys have, away from the boards.
Oh my gosh, I can't tell you. We have some crazy stories between me, Tyler, Frank Modlin, Jade Corley, Derek King. We have so many stories outside of cornhole that we probably shouldn't even talk about. We've gotten into some trouble. It's crazy how much we get along outside of cornhole and what we do outside of cornhole.
But I think you kind of get that in any sport when you get that kind of that camaraderie with just being around the guys.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy how much of a family we actually are. When we're off the boards, it's just a big family.
Yeah, it's like I say, you get those performance enhancing beverages going, and then it just kind of becomes more fun.
Yeah, we like to call that aiming fluid.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's kind of either one. same of each thing. So then talking about the Spencer McKenzie's tournament, how did you feel that your last year went?
Well, like I said, I thought it went really well. I kind of knew going into it. I figured we had it on lock, and like I said before, all the conditions, the bags, it was all for us. And after winning it, it just kind of sparked a new thing with me and James. I've always kind of looked up to James as almost like a father figure, and it's crazy. Like when I first started playing, he was a pro, and it's been my dream to play with him. And now to actually be able to be a pro partner with him, it's kind of all surreal, I guess.
Yeah. So like I said, like after the Spencer's tournament, did you guys, the run that you guys went on? I didn't get a chance to see you guys play down in Pennsylvania at the finals. I had another family commitment. But how did you guys do then in Pennsylvania?
Well, that was last year, Pennsylvania. That was the championships bags. I wasn't playing with James last year. I am this year. Last year I played with Derek King. He's another one of my best friends, and I don't know if it's a good thing to play with your best friend or not. We goofed around a lot. I felt like we weren't taking every game seriously. We threw really, really well in championships bags. I think this is stupid of me, but the day before the doubles pro championship, the tournament, I don't think I went to bed until like 4 o'clock. I woke up still a little buzzed from the night before. It was awful, but we actually played really, really well that whole day. I think we finished second in our bracket to move on to the broadcast.
Yeah. So that, like I said, for myself, I know I've probably been back into cornhole probably about 4 years now. I first started playing back in 2011, but I only got a chance to play when I was down in the southern states, and then we got a league up here. But I think since we started playing, for myself, if I get a chance to watch, there's yourself. James is another guy that I kind of tried to get my throw and then and watching Timothy pitcher as well, just because you guys are all just that consistent, and it's just it's a, like I always say, like to newer people, just if you get a chance just to watch the pros, either it's on video or what, just watch how they throw.
Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned Timmy Pitcher. He's like, to me, he's like my motivation. Like he'll tell you so many things about your game. Me and him are really good friends. He keeps my head straight. He's taught me a lot in the past. He tells me what I'm doing wrong. He's kind of like a coach to me. I've known him for a long time as well. Maryland, Virginia, we play with each other quite a bit. Timmy's a really good guy. If you could get him on one of these things, He'd probably be great.
Yeah, I've actually had him on a couple times here. He's almost become like my coach. He's like, when I was in a bit of a slump, he's like, well, send me video. I'll watch how you're throwing, and I'll let you know what you're doing wrong. It's like,
yes, he's
okay.
A motivational guy. He'll tell you exactly what you're doing.
Exactly, yeah. So it's and that's that whole camaraderie, like I said, with the pro guys, is just you guys are just, everyone's there for each other, and you're just having fun.
Yeah, we're all family. When we're on the boards, it's all business.
Yeah,
we all want each other to succeed, and we all want the best for each other, but at the same time, you want to win.
Oh, exactly, yeah. So this year has kind of gotten off to a bit of a rocky start, with only having the one national so far. But how has your season been going so far this year?
This year, it's actually went really well. Me and James, we actually Florida. We finished second in our bracket. We actually got double dipped by Frank Modlin and Jamie Graham. They threw really, really well. We beat them in the winter bracket finals of our bracket, and then they came back and double dipped us. Me and James threw really, really good. And then singles, I'm not even mad about. I think I finished seventh or ninth in singles. I had to play Jamie Graham my very first game. I lost. Then I played about 8 or 9 games in the loser bracket, throwing against all really, really good people. And sure enough, I had to come up against Jamie again in the loser bracket. And he was the only one to beat me in singles. And seeing that he won the tournament, I feel like I could have beaten anybody. If it wasn't him, I feel like I could have beaten anybody there.
I was gonna say, I think he was on fire all weekend with wherever he was playing.
Yeah, Jamie's he's on that level above everybody. He is on fire lately. I would probably put him the number one player right now. You know, he's hot off of Florida, and you know, I see him playing these ghost games. Yeah, didn't do too well, but it looked like he was throwing in like 30-degree wind. It's, you know, he's probably the best player right now, and I can't wait to play him again.
Like I was in Cleveland for a couple hours here. I was kind of, you know, that was the one weekend I was really hoping to be able to get to see all you guys playing and really just watching to see if he would progress and keep it going from Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for our next tournament. You know, I think our next tournament is going to be one of the pro qualifiers, and you know, seeing that Salt Lake City may or may not be a national this year, I think the ACL is going to go with these pro qualifiers that the pros can meet up at and play, and that's probably going to be our next event.
Yeah. So then, speaking of things that are upcoming, what's your thought on trying this new ACL virtual?
ACL, I haven't really looked too much into it. I was reading up on it today a little bit. It looks pretty cool. It's almost like the Ghost Cornhole. I don't know if you know what the Ghost Cornhole is, but virtual cornhole, it's going to be, you know, instead of playing a ghost, you're throwing a deck around. Yep. You're throwing your deck around versus somebody else's deck around, and I don't know how that's going to be. Me personally, at home, I don't have a flat area in the front or backyard, so I don't really have a great place to set up a set of boards. I may try to play in a couple of events, but I'd have to find a place I could set up inside somewhere. And right now, you can't get inside anywhere.
Yeah. I think I'm the same as you. My driveway's got a slope. I think I got about a foot drop from the top of my driveway to the bottom, and it's like, you know, you're throwing uphill one way, downhill the other way.
You're at a complete disadvantage.
Yeah.
And that's one cool thing. I was actually just talking to James last night. He said he's going to build a couple platforms for his yard. He has a really, really big yard, and he said he's going to get some platforms to be able to start doing this virtual stuff. So maybe you'll see me and him playing doubles tournaments on the virtual thing at his house.
Yeah, well, like I guess that's that thing. You got that good partner that you can go with, because I think for myself and my doubles partner, it's you got that connection, especially if you've been friends for a while. That you kind of know, what each other's limitations are, and you know how to pump up that other person.
Yeah, and that's a good thing with James. He definitely keeps me under control. He's, like I said, he's like a father figure to me. He's I don't know. When I play with him, I feel like I have to throw my absolute best, or he's mad. And I kind of like that. I'm a competitive player. I'm the same way. I'm mad if he's not throwing up to his expectations. I'm not the happiest person either. But that's the good thing about me and James. We have a really good friendship, and you know, not only do we play cornhole together, we golf together quite a bit. You know, we have a good friendship outside of cornhole.
That you do have that away from cornhole thing with golf. Because I remember a couple years ago, I think the ACL did do a thing with you and James, I believe it was.
Yeah, Danielle came out and videoed me and James playing. That was really cool. I really didn't expect the ACL to come outside of cornhole to see what pros do outside of what they're playing.
Well, I think that's even what I like even about this show here is that, you know, it's we see you guys on screen, and when you're kind of at the job doing what you need to do, it's getting to know that person outside of the game, because again, it's, you know, the fun you guys do have.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun outside of the game. You know, that's another good thing about the game. You build these friendships that you didn't have before cornhole, and it's pretty awesome, actually.
Exactly. So yeah. So I want to thank you for coming on here.
Thanks for having me.
I think we may have to have you back for maybe one of our live shows with a little bit of a round table with some of the guys you had mentioned, and maybe maybe talk about some of those stories.
That would be really cool. I think that would be something for a lot of people to tune into. We have some pretty crazy stories between people I mentioned, Frank, Derek, Tyler, Jay. There were a lot of road trips we all go on to money tournaments. we played poker in the back of a car on the way up to I think Delaware. We have a lot of crazy stories outside of that game.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing is you got to have that fun when you go to play.
Yeah.
So thanks again for this year, and I know we're gonna have you back on again real soon. Maybe even have you and James on to talk some double strategy.
That'd be I'm sure I could talk him into doing it. He's not the techiest guy. He's real old school, but I'm sure his wife or his fiance could get him on.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Thanks again for this year, and we'll catch you again.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Jordan Camba there. I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties there, but it's the way the internet plays right now. But yeah, I want to thank Jordan for coming on because he's a great guy. It's like I said, these guys when they play together, like I've mentioned the story before, watching him, it was him, James Baldwin, I want to say Cody Henderson and Ryan Windsor, playing against Jay Dotson, Sean Short, and then Trevor Brooks and Jimmy Graham, and just the fun they had. It was a late night crew cup game, and it was fun to watch because they were having fun, and it was just seeing them in their element working, and it's for a new player playing at the time. It was fun to watch. So yeah, like I said, if you ever get a chance to watch them play, you got to watch them play. You're learning something and being entertained at the same time. So a thing that Jordan and I did kind of touch on there was the ACL virtual. It's if you're not familiar with the deck rounds, it's just throwing 10 rounds on your 4 bags, getting that you're maxing out at 120, and then you're just going to play against someone else who's doing their deck round, and then also a new part of it is you're going to be doing you're going to be able to count your bags, so you'll know how many bags you're going to put down, how many bags you're in, how many bags are just on the board or off the board. So you're going to get your throwing percentage putting them in a hole, even just getting on the board. So you have all of that there. I think that's what kind of Trey touched on a couple shows ago when he was talking about that possible gambling angle with Vegas, just knowing all those stats because they want to get them all comprised in. So keep watching that. I know Todd Kazicki's put up a Facebook page for the ACL virtual. Check that out. I know it's going to be a lot of fun because I believe you're going to be able to play for local points, even if there's no big national points, but you have some fun with that. So check that out as well. I didn't say it off the start, but it's down where this side here, or is it, or that side. Subscribe and like button down on this side. And once we get those 100 followers, we'll do that set of 4 octane bags of your choice, and we get them out to you. And so if we can get, I think we're about like 8 subscribers short. Once we get that, we'll do that draw for those bags. So check us out next week. We're gonna have the live show again Wednesday, and then not sure of our guests for next Friday yet, but I'll probably put that out Monday. And so we're just having some fun. And try and find a place to play. Stay healthy. Keep washing those hands, and hopefully we'll be back playing cornhole with everybody sooner rather than later. Catch you later next week. I'll be down and back with CornDoug.